Boom, boom, boom.
We are.
Here we are. Man, it's 9:01, just shifted to 9:02. I didn't know if we'd make it because StreamYard. Guys, these solar flares and all the crazy Mercury shifting, man. I don't know if you're having the same problem that I am. But it's been fickle. It's been electronic issues back and forth. It's been situations. I do blame the stars, Matthew. Do you blame the stars ever, or is it just?
Yeah, no. I've been bitching at solar flares all week because there seems to have been a lot of tech issues this week.
Man, it's everywhere. So I've just kind of been trying to be patient as possible. But as you guys know, today is on Astronomy and Alchemy. It's May 2021 already. And we told you last week to be prepared for kind of a crazy week. And I think going into it Sunday, Monday, I've been feeling it. I've been feeling a little like that. But it's not about to get better. It'll get different, not better. It'll shift. What do I mean? What do we mean? Well, let's get into it. Okay. So I know, Matthew, you like to kind of do this blindly, but anybody joining us, whether it be from YouTube or wherever, I control the chat room. So Matthew cannot say hello.
So right? Here's my blanket hello to everyone. I'm not ignoring you. I guess I'm not like an OCD person, but I am kind of OCD about that. Like seeing these people say like, "Hi, Matt," and me unable to like respond. Like it does bug me.
Yeah. I mean, we're kind of trolling on YouTube, right? Maybe not. But hi, Dolly, Mary, Chet, everybody. But yeah, this is going to be one of those where we're just going to get right into it. And Matt isn't going to be able to say anything. So you guys are probably going to ask. But if you want, reach out and get a private reading. We'll tell you by the end of the show. Reach out, private message, either he or I. We will let you know how to do that. Okay. Let's get into this. Tuesday. That's Tuesday, May 4th. That's today. The moon's in Aquarius today. And that is dealing with Jupiter in Aquarius. But we kind of talked about that last week. We gave people the preparations of the force being with you. But tomorrow, hump day, Wednesday, the moon will be in Pisces. And that will be trine Mars in Cancer. What do you say about that? Moon in Pisces. So subconscious, feminine, yin in Pisces, water. Trine, Mars, the will to fight, in water. What do you think or see when you see that together?
Yes, this is an interesting one. So again, so lots of water. We've talked about this before, my own personal chart and things. I have a dry chart. I don't have much water. So this is all personally foreign energy for me. But the moon, so introspection, emotions, kind of your inner self. Pisces, the last sign of the zodiac. So I kind of always view this as kind of like your deathbed perspective on the whole life. So it's very kind of introspective. But it's ruled by Neptune too. So it's, foggy is another word I use on this. It's very deep. I view it as Pisces as the most introspective of the different energies. So you have moon, which is an introspective energy to begin with, kind of that emotions and internal in a very introspective sign. Trine is harmonious energy. So it is harmonious with Mars, which is action, active. It's the, masculine energy. It is initiative. It is drive. In Cancer, which Cancer is an interesting water sign in that it is it's a cardinal sign, but it's still water. It's very security. So it takes initiative, but it's very fixated on security and home and feeling good. The crab's the sign, but somebody that I follow astrology-wise uses a turtle, which I think also works very well. They kind of carry their home around with them. So how I look at this then is a lot of emotional introspection tied to and in sync with initiative and driving personal security.
So this tomorrow, waking up and thinking and feeling, gosh, lately we've been kind of anxious, depressed, feeling it, exhausted, kind of, Tomorrow, we are going to feel even more so over coffee and as thoughts come in, information coming in, emotional, intuitive, feeling the feelings of others around us. Pisces, like you said, quite foggy, deep. Hmm? 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 What's the best way to manage this emotions, do you think, in this kind of space?
Well, I think you need to be aware tomorrow. You're going to have this almost like this teeter-totter or balance between your feelings of security and insecurity. So, what makes you feel secure? And you're going to want to take actions that increase that security. So if you're feeling a little rattled tomorrow, that could be it. But, your personal security is going to be what makes you feel good and comfortable. And when I say good, I mean kind of comfortable and secure, is going to be high on your list or kind of high on your priority tomorrow. So be ready for that. If you're feeling a little rattled, realize that everybody's going to feel that way. And it could mean different things to different people. Some people may just be, I'm taking a mental health day. Some other people might be, I'm so worried about my security. I'm going to, go ahead and buy us, one of those video doorbells to see what's people are going to steal my Amazon package. Like, it could be anything
the
along those
suspect?
lines. But security, I think that's the big word for tomorrow, is kind of this balance between security and security.
Security and security, stability. If you are pondering whether or not to get the coffee, do the workout, take the extra moment, do it. Anything that grounds you, anything that allows you to add a little bit more earth, add a little bit more stability to some of that water, cool yourself, mint in your tea, taking that moment to be still and to listen will be quite helpful. Be aware. We've repeated that many times for tomorrow. Let that be what you think of every time you see a red light, every time you take a moment of pause. Be aware. Now, Thursday, the spark of activity. Thor, Chris Hemsworth, God bless him. Thursday, May 6th, the day after Cinco de Mayo, the day after Americans, we like to hijack things. That's the American way. And everyone's going to go out and have guacamole, and they're going to have chips, and maybe they're going to drink, maybe they're not. They're probably going to be hungover on this Thursday. But what's going to happen is Venus is going to be in Taurus. Ooh, trine Pluto in Capricorn. So think about Venus, guys. Venus, I think vagina. I think intimacy. And Taurus, all right. Pluto, I think, what is it? It's way out there. It's life transformation. Who knows what it is, but it's coming in. And in Capricorn, whoa, I think investment. I think Dogecoin. I think, ooh, what do you think when you think Venus and Taurus trine Pluto in Capricorn?
It's funny, we didn't have a Venus one last week, and it's always the most entertaining one to talk about because it's romance or money, and a lot of people like to, check out the romance part of like where the energies are going. So this is romance, and as you mentioned, Taurus is that bull on the hill, comfort, watch Netflix and eat bonbons. It's just it's indulgent. It's stable, not going to do a whole lot in indulgent. So this is on the romantic front, stability and indulgence. Trying, again, harmonious energy. So this is an interesting one because Pluto is that big on personal change. Some of you guys are going to get so used to my metaphors here, but I think of that big. If all the different planets, if this is kind of like machinery behind the scenes, Pluto's like the biggest gear. When that thing shifts, like everything shifts big time. So it's big change, impersonal change, also control in Capricorn, which is status and achievement. So this is romance, indulgence, stability, aligned with big transformational changes along with status and achievement. So where I see on this is, because the other part of Venus is what makes you feel good. It's kind of that whole indulgent thing. So this is going to be, I'm going to indulge in things that are going to show my status. And so I think Thursday will be a good day for people that are sell luxury cars or
prepping for Mother's Day.
I'm going to
buy
plunk
the roses, Get the
I'm going to plunk down
chocolates.
the money on things that make me feel good and are going to show the world that I am something.
Yeah, getting that third stimulus thing, getting our tax return, getting the stuff, getting the Dogecoin kickback, and thinking, you know what? I am going to get a massage. I am going to do something that's for me, that's long term, it's good. That's a good thing. How can that not be a good thing, right? It's going to be calm, peaceful, chill, healthy. These are the kinds of things I think about with Venus. It's touchy, it's feely, it's investments, it's intimacy. But at the same time, like you said, Capricorn and Pluto, it's about investment. It's about making life transformation. A lot of people kind of kicking off that eggshell of change. Ugh, get it off there. Like the final taking your snake, shedding their skin, and it can't get the little pieces of skin off. So you soak it in some warm soapy water to just help those last few pieces of shedding come off. This is going to be that like delicate, soft, helpful, delegating, helpful, relaxing kind of, yes, good for me, good for you, good for everyone kind of energy. So what is that going to be? Like, think about it in the micro and think about it in the macro. This is going to be good time to get reservations somewhere, bed and breakfast, a vacation. People are going to be making investments, which means if you're a salesperson, Thursday, usually it would be a Friday or a Sunday. This is going to be a Thursday. If you don't have much money, or you've got somebody swoozing somebody else, or you are a romantic person and you're feeling left out, just being aware of how these currents might make you feel, knowing it's sandwiched in a lot of emotional water, like what we are feeling tomorrow. Think about Friday. Friday. It's Friday. It'll be May 7th. May 7th. This Friday, just a few days away, guys. We're almost there. Moon in Aries. Ooh, that's hot. Moon in Aries, sextile, Mercury in Gemini. A lot of that Mercury movement, Mercury, communication, Mercury in Gemini. What do you think when you're thinking Moon in Aries, sextile, Mercury in Gemini?
Yeah, I want to add one thing. I always like to point what people can look for on social media. I would say on Thursday, look for a lot of people posting that we've been bottled up for a whole year. We finally booked a vacation. Me and my partner are running off to Hawaii, or running like look for that kind of stuff too. It's going to be, because that Capricorn status thing is going to be, we want the world to see what we got. So anyway, Aries. So emotion. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, so it's kind of that teenager, I think, impulsive teenage boy. So they're thinking only like 1 or 2 weeks out in the future, like no long-term view. Screw it, let's just do it. So your emotions are in that. So very impulsive, very action-oriented. Sextiles removing boundaries. So it's like removing boundaries or blockages too. Mercury, thoughts and communication in Gemini. So Mercury's got 2 home or signs that are ruled by Mercury, but I honestly view Gemini as like pure Mercury. It's that whole, like, it's the social butterfly. It's the little, just talk, communicate. The twins. It's kind of the fork. I was also thinking of the fork of the road. So yeah, it's a lot of like, do I do this? Do I do that? Do I do this? Do I do that?
I think of the labyrinth. If you grew up like in the labyrinth with me, you're the, it's the knockers that, he can't help you. Oh, what do you know? You don't know anything. And it's this kind of like choosing which way. All of these kind of suggestions to which way are you going to go? I think of that with Gemini. It's talking it out, right? It's air. It's what she said. Well, what did he say? Well, where did you hear that? Well, what did they tell you? Oh, I don't know. And Mercury in Gemini is just like compounding. It's going to be a lot.
People are going to have this emotional impulse to do something, and they're going to want to bounce these ideas off people. So Friday is going to be a whole lot of people using other people as like sounding boards. So Friday's the day that, like, your friend might call you up to talk about, hey, I'm thinking about doing such and such, and they may just be using you merely as a sounding board. You may actually bring nothing to the conversation. It might just be, they just need to talk it out. It's like an external I think a Gemini, and particularly Mercury and Gemini, those people that have to think things out. Like I think inside, but I know other people that like need to like externally
Yeah.
throw out
We
their
need to
whole
hash
thought
it out,
process and
debate it,
stuff.
talk it
Yeah,
out.
it's that kind of. Yeah, if that makes sense. Hope that makes sense, folks.
No, it does make sense. And to me, I'm thinking like, I'm always hearing music, guys. Like usually as Matt's talking psychically, that's how information sometimes will come to me. And a lot of this air, Aquarius, Gemini, Mercury, even talking about it, I hear like, hold your head up, moving on, keep your head up, moving on. Some people want to use you. Like I hear, and I'm also hearing the Toys soundtrack with Robin Williams.
Oh, wow.
And I can't remember. Do you remember that? Like, happy workers. And it's like this, it was a weird soundtrack. So anyway, my mind just got really busy as you were describing that space. Aries and kind of, and this is a Friday too. So I fully expect in like a social worker setting, imagining the decaf, not as much coffee, calm down. I imagine as a parent, children are going to be bouncing off the walls. So maybe not having the ice cream, right? Calm. Maybe don't do those kinds of diet things. Be calm. Think of calming things.
Yeah.
Nice soup night with a movie, game night, turn the lights down, like work against that fire, air, yang on yang on yang on fire. We also have a moon that's doing this. It's waning. It's draining, waning, water, washing, right? And in this space, that's usually self-destructive in that space, right? So don't do it. Don't do it, guys.
I'm picturing that if like poor people that are in like roles or jobs where they have to like listen to people, like, counselors or something, this is going to be the day where this person comes in and they're going to be talking really fast and they're going to have all these things they have to say and just, like, you're never even going to get a word in because they're just going to be doing these verbal data dumps on people. So, or even like, customer service. Like I wouldn't want to be like in a call center or something because this is going to be, I got my package and it was broken and that's all you have to say, but they're going to go like on a 15-minute.
Yeah. So I've already called 12 times. It's
that's one of my pet. I find this funny, but this is just one of like my pet peeve sayings is don't say in 700 words what you can say in 7.
Right.
A lot of people are going to be using 700 words on Friday.
This makes me nervous. I won't be too nervous. I won't be too nervous. I won't be too nervous. Calm down, Sarah. Don't be too nervous. But then I looked at Saturday and I thought, okay, so what we're saying is Friday, calm down. Friday, minimize. Take a deep breath. Do what you can to be calm. Saturday, if we don't see people utilizing this information and taking this advice, we know that they might go overboard. They might say too much. They might, the date doesn't go well. You don't get, you can go with the flow. You kind of know what we're saying in this. So Saturday, Venus. I can feel you, baby. That always in my head with Venus. Enters Gemini. Shoot. And Venus not only enters Gemini, but it shifts in Gemini, squaring off with Jupiter in Aquarius. Don't do that scary laugh, Matt. Tell them first what that means.
Okay, I get so there's a lot. I had a lot to say on this just about the Venus and Gemini before we even got to the square Jupiter and Aquarius. So this is gonna be a great combo. Well, first of all, as we mentioned earlier, when they change signs, there really is this kind of like polarity back and forth. So where Venus was in this stable and indulgent, under the covers, watching Netflix, indulging in good food, stable romantically. Gemini, and this isn't an indictment on Geminis or saying they're all like this, but Gemini is probably, at least stereotypically, the most flirtatious and kind of the most kind of bouncing around kind of energy. So you're moving from stable, I'm not going to do a whole lot, to now I'm going to go out and kind of like sow my wild oats. And so it's that romantic energy is going to be shifting to very flirtatious, I said it's the social butterfly energy. So very engaging, so this is a big shift from just hanging out in my apartment to now I'm going to go just flirt and talk to lots and lots of people. That is square. So square is the good part here. If it was trying, I'd be a little more nervous. Square is an obstacle that you have to deal with. So Jupiter is opportunity. Again, I go back to that car pulls up and somebody's in the car and saying, hop on in. And whatever the sign is where we're going. Aquarius is rebellious energy. So kind of like kicking against the norm, changing, kind of rebelling against things. Also very socially active. So it's kind of like, we'll go to the protest or something. So you have this romantic energy that is now very extroverted, very sociable, very flirtatious, being blocked by opportunities to be kind of rebellious. So it's interesting. I almost see this as there's going to be a lot of energy to go out and engage. So, anybody that's in this space that, is out looking romantically or out there flirting and things, there's going to be a lot of energy to do that, but the opportunities are going to kind of get blocked. It's going to be kind of dead ends is what I'm seeing. Because you're going to have that Jupiter, you're going to have that car open, that opportunity is going to be there, but it's going to be like misread. And so you're going to get lots of very superficial, flirtatious energy on Saturday. So if you're going out and about, remember about it. There's probably going to be a lot of energy, and you may get a lot of attention, but it's going to be really, really superficial. It could be just basically, I'm going to just flirt just because I'm getting a kick out of flirting with this person. Like, I don't even want to talk to you more than 5 minutes, but I'll play around.
Wow. And not only that flirtation, but also maybe even a little laziness perhaps. And maybe also a like laughter or coping of things, like a lightheartedness. When you say like materialistic or surface, I think of Chris Farley, always my Jupiter man. And I think of this like, like very out there, very crazy, very laughing. And I mean, can you imagine if Chris Farley's energy had been in like the body of Chris Hemsworth or the body of someone, like a young, I don't know. I think of Val Kilmer lately. I'm kind of nervous about his energy. I'm kind of watching him. Don't quote me on that. But anyway, like you let someone like that, which usually the very attractive like that aren't funny, which is interesting of the stereotyping there. I don't necessarily think that that's a fingers and thumbs and fingers kind of thing, by the way. But anyway, if you're funny, it doesn't mean that you can't be attractive as well, is what I'm saying. But I feel like that's a coping mechanism. I feel like it's surface, right? Because you might just really be interested in having a good time and someone's talking and flirting and, and so thinking about what slows you on Saturday, think about, again, kind of like Friday, think of what is going to help slow you down, calm and dampen, not allowed to be taken away, carried away, swept away with the currents of air. If you sit down, you go out for pizza, it might end up being a 6-hour, let's go out and do this. You can't say no, conflict popping up and people, I heard you were out with so-and-so, which means that you picked them and our friends after the breakup and now we can't be friends. And I told your mom already because I couldn't bear it. Whoa, what just happened? What? And it's going to be like air, crazy, right? Gossip. Maybe never mind. Maybe it's just easier to, like we say, turn things down, disconnect.
I was just saying, I have another angle on that whole like rebellious Aquarius piece. And that is, so if you're in that kind of flirtatious space and you're interacting, you're assuming that it's like flirtation back. And where I get kind of that rebellious piece on this could simply be like, look, I'm just going to engage with this person just because this is like fun, but I have like zero like intention of, I'm kind of just messing with you, kind of deal. So there's going to be it's going to be hard to like find your soulmate on Saturday is my guess. If you're out there looking for one.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe.
There's going to be a lot of people just messing around,
joking, jackassing. I see it like that.
Yeah, exactly. It could be like, I'm just for the fun of it, I'm going to go ahead and like throw this like, really
What slows Tommy?
I can't think
Tommy.
of my brain's not working today. Like an innuendo joke. You know, this could be like I'm just to have fun because of that Gemini
What one
energy
boob
thing,
say
too.
to the other?
I'm gonna make this like statement that might be really like provocative, but I'm really just joking around, and
Don't
like
hang
the
low or
other
they'll
person
think
might
we're
be
nuts.
like, "Oh my god, that means he likes me." You know, it's that kind of crap. There'd be a lot of that.
A lot of that. Crossing the lines. Don't do it, guys. If you're in HR spaces, be careful. Be careful of the places. So then, and you can almost watch this, guys, which this is that psychic fun that we do in this astrological space, is if you sit back and you're just like listening and you're listening to your coffee and you kind of can play it like strategic clue. Who did what and where, with what, with whom. You can see it go down astrologically. It'll be micro and macro. And so we see all of this gossip, this air, this swirling tornadoes, continued air weather. Woo, woo, woo. Sunday. Moon in Aries, pow, 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 pow. Sextile Jupiter in Aquarius. This is a deja vu, right? On Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
So how is that going to play out?
So it can be very similar energies, but in this case now it's that emotional, screw it, I just want to do it, being blocked or having to deal with this rebellious opportunity. So maybe, just maybe, and again, I'm picking maybe a limited sample out of all the different ways we could go with this. But just maybe, for example, you have that flirtatious talk on Saturday and you thought this other person was interested when they were just messing around. And so now you get into the next day. Now you have that emotion in this very impulsive, screw it, we're just going to do it. They were interested. I'm going to go ahead and call them up. I'm going to ask them out. And you're going to do that. And you're going to get this like, what the hell are you talking about?
Everyone's already said that I'm a skank whore. Everyone already said we did that. Everyone already has put the headline out there.
Yeah. And you're going to get the like, what? No, we were just joking
Sunday.
around. And so, yeah, it's going to be.
Be careful. Don't feed that monster.
You have that impulse to like reach out and like contact somebody, and maybe, you know, Sunday would not be a day that I would like, you know, finally unveil my feelings, you know, so because it doesn't mean what could be going on isn't legitimate. It's just Sunday the energies are working against you. So I would just wait
and be optimistic.
I think that's what I say every week. We have these energies and I'm just like, you just don't do it. Don't do it on this day.
Well, hopefully we get to act as that inner conscious for people to narrate and go, Matt and Sarah told me not to do this because, and it gives you that rational reason, that reliable reason with the stars, and to watch also other people just kind of be influenced. It's really cool to watch. You kind of would, I see sheeple. But really you can watch how the wind blows dandelion seeds. You can see how the momentum goes. And that moon in Aries, that's going to be people's subconscious or desires really focusing in on wanting to do. And Jupiter in Aquarius is going to go with the Aquarius, is going to go with the shift. It's going to be a go with the moment. It's going to be a very powerful current. Mm-hmm. So the shadow work I have for that day for all the people in the Gypsy tribe, you would like less of whatever that is that might have come to your mind. That'll be on Sunday. That's your meditation. If you go to church, asking the universe, you know what? I appreciate you, universe, thinking that I am so awesome that God only gives us what we can handle. God thinks I'm a badass. God thinks I'm a badass. But really, I've had enough. That's enough now. But seriously.
The other thing I was going to quick add, I mean, this is kind of big, but, you know, for anyone that's like watching on this, that kind of wants to play or take notes at home, is all these energies that we're talking about and these angles. If you know like where your home planets are, like in your birth chart, like those energies go then as well. So like that moon. So let's say if you have a moon in Aries and so your moon in Aries would then be conjunct or combined with the moon in Aries on Sunday. So that would like magnify that energy. Or you have, so those other parts. So, you know, there's parts of this when we're doing all these analogies, and that's kind of why we both try to stay consistent in how we like describe these things, is you can apply this to then like the micro with like your own personal chart and what's going on out there, which adds a whole nother layer to what we're talking about. And actually, when you really get into this, all the different charts and things, they're all layers on top of layers on top of layers, which is pretty interesting. Didn't want to detract, but I wanted to add that for anyone that knows their stuff and is playing along at home here.
Yeah, playing along. Jumanji level 17, which leads us to Monday. Monday. It'll be almost a full week. We will have come almost full circle. And if you guys are paying attention, I'm slightly speeding this along tonight because it's my husband's birthday. And so we might end a little sooner, but also because hopefully the week isn't as tumultuous as this past week was. Thank you, God Almighty, Odin. We appreciate you. Monday. Moon moving from Aries out of fire into Taurus. Ooh, okay. Moon and Taurus conjunct. Dun, dun, dun. Uranus and Taurus. Uranus. The Winona Ryder. What is she doing? What is Uranus doing? No one really knows. What do you think when you hear the moon and Taurus conjunct Uranus and Taurus?
We've talked a lot about Taurus, so this should be easy on our speed thing here. So this is emotion again in that stable but indulgent energy. So this is again emotionally, I just want to stay home and relax, have a comfort day. Conjunct, it's combining the energies, so they're combined. Uranus is the rebel. So again, if you think it's very similar, it rules Aquarius, so kind of the same kind of things there. So it's also short-term unexpected change. As well as like kind of a rebellious energy, but again, it's rebellious energy in this Taurus space. So this is where I always go back to I'm going to rebel by like hanging out on my couch and smoking pot. So, so you have this combine of this rebellious, energy with this inner emotion, but it's all rolled around. I don't want to really do a whole lot. I'm just going to go ahead and indulge. So, this may be, the rebellion could be in what you end up not doing on Monday. So Monday, probably not the best day to start an exercise program. You're probably going to want to be like, you know what? I'm just going to I'm just going to skip today. I wouldn't be surprised if there's people that take lots of mental health days at work on Monday, because it's going to be kind of this, I'm just not going to do it today. So it's going to be kind of breaking the rules, but it's going to be breaking the rules in this really stable, kind of mellow, indulgent type way.
Well, and I have to add,
you're not going to play hooky to go like windsurf or something. You're going to play hooky to like stay in bed.
Well, and this is so weird because then I just have to share this. I am getting the spirits. I'm getting the sense that I need to add Biodome for any of you guys who have seen that movie. This is the analogy I get for next Monday, where they're like, come on, bud, we're going, and they're gonna go do picking up recycling, and they plan this whole thing about the mahi falling and them not going, and them like not going, making this. But then Uranus and Taurus wields around. They get a call like, we're going with these guys, and they're like, what? They're swimmers, and we're going. And they get in their car to go find the girlfriends, and end up needing to stop by the mall to use the restroom, and it's Biodome. And then suddenly something happens, this Uranus, this weird wild opportunity out of left field that you didn't plan for because you were being lazy, because you didn't choose the thing to do the thing, and instead something else came out of left field. It will be a good thing. Biodome is a good thing. But man, it's going to maybe derail you. It's going to be stressful. It's going to not be what you planned. Oh, we're here for a year? Like homeostasis, imbalance, like something. This is going to be interesting. I fully expect on Monday to go with the flow and people to be like, we were just wondering if, you'd, oh gosh, who knows what it'll be. Uranus, I can't even predict. I've come to learn psychically, don't even try. Because Winona Ryder will be like, what? Like, you just can't predict it. So I won't try. But in your own mind right now, like, try and think about the micro and the macro. This is going to be, what's it going to be politics wise? Like, ooh, Ooh, what's it going to be, Matt? What's it going to be? In Taurus, what's it going to be? Is it going to be the mosquitoes from Florida? Is it going to be the Pope? Knights? Aliens? No, that's June. What's it going to be? What's it going to be? What's the Uranus and Taurus going to chillaxed, weird, strange thing going to be?
It could be. I wasn't even thinking about this. It could be if you had plans. Like it is a simple one, but I'm thinking like, let's say you were going to a baseball game, and this is going to be so you had the whole day, or you're going to take the kids and go to the zoo, or you're going to do like things are opening back up, and this is going to be even though the weather was going to be great, it's just like nasty storms come up and it just pours and you end up stuck at home and all your plans get like squashed. Also, you said Winona Ryder. I also think about this. Imagine, I know you use Farley for Jupiter, but if you were having to do an interview with like Robin Williams or Chris Farley, Uranus is kind of like that energy of no matter what you're going to plan, you have no clue what the hell they're going to do. And it could be a blast or it could be like a total train wreck. It's just because they're just going to do whatever the hell they want to do. And yeah, it's that kind of.
It's painful to watch. It actually makes me think of those scenes that I've seen of Robin Williams and his outtakes, because so much of his stuff is best done improv that like if you're a director letting him just improv, you'll get these great things. But there have been some directors that they need him to do a script like, Chef Boyardee, yum, yum. And he's like, he can't do, and they're like, take 39, Robin. And he's like, okay, no, seriously. Okay, no, I got it. No, I'm fine. Okay, no, it's fine. Okay, yeah, God dang, no, I'm fine. And like you're watching it and it's like, oh my, you see the bipolar, you see the struggle, you see trying to make Uranus do something in a controlled setting. Woo! It's just, and it may not be the best. So I don't want to try and predict what it will be, but it's going to be, again, like you said, in that, like you let Chris Farley, you let Robin Williams, you let somebody like that just go, open mic. That impromptu is going to be good. Whatever it is, you can use it. It'll be innovative. It'll be creative. It'll be doable. So just kind of make sure there's a 2-minute lag if you're going live, if you know what I mean. Which brings us to Tuesday, which will be full circle. It will be a full week. And next Tuesday is kind of a big day. It's similar to this past week, you guys. The reason that last week's astrological report was so tight and we talked so much and everything was jam-packed is because there was so much happening. Some days, 3, 4, 5 shifts. This week, it's going to be kind of a focus shift each and every day. And Tuesday is really only the time you're going to see like multiple shifts happening. So next Tuesday, a week from now, Taco Tuesday, May 11th. So that'll be 5/11/2021. I'm always looking at the numerological significance. Anyway, it's going to be a new moon in Taurus. The Taurus energy will come full circle. A great time to work on improving stability and security, like we talked about. New moon in Taurus. That's the first big movement. So what do you kind of see or feel with that one, Matt?
I feel there'll be a lot of, this is actually a positive one. I feel there'll be a lot of like energy around just doing things that make you feel good. And since, the new moon's the new start. So I think it will be kind of like, I think Taurus is a good place if you're going to do a new start, where to go. It's not great if you have a lot of projects yet to do. But I think emotionally for a moon, it's a good, stable, I'm just going to do things that make me feel good. We're not going to do anything too crazy. We're just going to be kind of stable and sit here and just do. So, yeah, I think I don't know what the rest is coming up because I do these cold, but at least we're starting from a spot of, I think, very good, stable emotional energy.
And I want to add, guys, numerologically speaking, when you look at this new moon in Taurus and kind of how it is sandwiched, this is a ritual for really planting seeds. As long as Bill Gates isn't having any divorce freakouts, the planting of seeds, the farmer's almanac, the freeze of the Northern Hemisphere is kind of going to be past us. So looking at how other people affect our security and stability, getting a hold of ourselves, feeling like, okay, this is the point at which I grow forward. This is going to be a really good day for investment, financial growth, promotions, mind power, making that visual board, right? If you're like, what's the one thing you think I could do other than buy Dogecoin right now to help me grow my financial stability or something like that? It would be make a vision board, start a routine that you're going to do every day for 5 minutes. If it's not already brushing your teeth, doing calf raises, doing 6 crunches or whatever it is, drinking a thing of water, plant a seed, start a ritual, invest, grow that tabula rosa, the Taurus energy. It's really forgiving. It's really powerful in that space. So it's kind of a cool energy to work with. It's suggesting that you can casually just be who you want, and that'll be enough. That's really cool. So with that, on a very powerful financial shifting, opportunistic, optimistic day, you're also later in the evening going to have a little bit of a shift that I kind of wince my nose up, because anything in Mars suggests, people doing something, action, fire, yang, somebody knocking something over. But what are they knocking over? What action are they taking? This is Mars in Cancer, and it's Mars in Cancer sextile Uranus and Taurus.
All right, so we got action. We got action for stability, and trying to drive personal stability and everything, and that's eliminating the barrier to that giant wild card, rebellious energy, wanting emotional or wanting stable and indulgence. So, again, I guess not really a bad. It's just your Uranus. It's that wild card. You never know where that's going to go, which direction it's going to land. But since sextile is a positive and removing obstacles, I'm going to say the wild card is going to work in your favor. So actions to drive stability, and it's going to align with just some random crap's going to happen that's going to help you be stable and feel safe and indulgent. So I take that as still positive. Tuesday's looking like a good day. I'm taking that as positive energy.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking when I saw that Mars in Cancer. That's we say Cancer because that is a water sign, guys. It's a cardinal water sign. So it's not like Cancer is in the illness. We're saying Cancer is in that crab, right? That turtle, that amphibious movement, because it has to live in a space that's always changing. The tide is always moving. And so Mars and Cancer is like a dance. It's a harmonious dance. It's making changes that you want to see happening. It's being innovative and independent. It's putting your mind to something, navigating things with kindness, navigating things with emotional connection that is going to work, because Uranus and Taurus is also that kind of wild. As long as you're doing it with acceptance and you're doing it with an authentic space, then it's going to work out. And that trust and the shadow work on that day, because I see some people in the chat asking like, gosh, how do I learn more about this? Which, by the way, you can always either get a reading from Matt. You can check him out, direct message, and connect with him. And we'll go over how to in a second. Or you can check out the Gypsy Tribe. We do sessions on trying to connect and understand all of this. But the shadow work, what would you do if you could? That's kind of a fun affirmation, meditative question to ask as we go into a new moon before we meet here and talk again next, guys. So that new moon ritual, if you're not a witch yet, if you're just listening and wondering how to use this energy, Matt, what would you say is the best way to use this new moon, Uranus, Taurus, mainly Taurus energy? What are you going to be doing?
I like your analogy of the planting. This is a good planting season. So think of what you want to grow in the next month, in whatever space, emotionally, physically, and set those intentions for the month. And even if that's just, for me, I think it personally means more if you actually state it. Some people write things down. Writing down helps as well, because you're actually creating something then with it. But I think actually, not just think it, go out and state what your intentions are going to be for this month, what you want, what seed you want to plant, what you want to grow. And I think that'll work. The other thing I wanted to quick add about the Mars and Cancer, if you think about a crab, again, so it's a cardinal sign, so it moves, but crabs don't move in a straight line. They move when they're moving forward, they do it side to side kind of thing, and that's kind of that Cancer energy too. So not like an Aries that's just gonna like blow the door down. So they'll kind of maneuver the landscape around them to get where they want to go on a Cancer. So this Mars in Cancer isn't necessarily as aggressive of an energy as, even though it's security related, it's not as aggressive as an energy as it would be in some of the other signs.
Yeah. No, I would say I would agree, even though I sometimes see that meme of the crab holding the knife and poking around. And obviously crabs, you don't want to reach out and just grab, they could get you. But for the most part, I mean, as long as you know how to pick one up, or even a turtle, if you know how to pick one up, the worst that is going to happen is that they're going to pee on you, that kind of thing. It's as long as you know what you're doing and how to navigate, right? That's the important part, is that how to navigate. And there's a lot of people asking and joining us, both from Instagram and from Facebook, asking just general questions on astrology of like how these generalizations of the energy ahead, and this is external, this is astrology, this is the movement of the stars right now and in the week ahead, how that affects people. Like if you've got someone who, like as me, I'm a Virgo, but my birth chart is extensive, and then you with your signs different, we're different. And yet we can make these generalizations of things to expect. How can that be? That was one question that came in, and we'll try and take a few more. And of course, Matt and I do a pretty good job of always going back and addressing the comments, but I think that's a good question. And so how do you explain that?
So much like what we're doing here with the signs, those same kind of angles then apply to your own birth chart, which help kind of like, can actually really, it's pretty kind of cool how it works, describing personality stuff. But then these same things will happen with your planets and what's going on. So you can have, let's say, Uranus, that wild card. If that becomes sextile your Venus, then you could have wild card things happening in the realm of indulgence and stability that impact your romantic life. It's things along those lines. And so there's some general, at some point we'll have to work in, I know tonight's not the night, but at some point we'll have to work into just generalizations on the signs and the elements and which things, trying basically from the same element. I'll do it really quick here, but this is really for somebody that's really an astrologer. I know up front, I'm like, this is Cliff Notes. If it's the same element, generally it's trying. You have to look at the exact degrees, but I mean, just as a very general, if it's the complementary element, so earth and water go together, air and fire go together, that's sextile. And then the opposite ones, the cardinal, if cardinal fixed mutable, if you're the opposite side of that. So if you're a Cancer, the cardinal earth and air would be square. So that's kind of that oppositional energy. I know I think I'm giving you guys a lot here, but these are just general things to kind of keep in mind. And we'll try to dive into this a little bit more each week to kind of get you guys up to speed.
Well, and I'm thinking too, is that what I love about doing this show with you, Matt, is that your brain is so objective and mathematical, and that Excel spreadsheet of seeing things in a way that is correlative and patterns and branching out in all these like multifaceted ways. And I also am busy brained. Obviously, if you just are watching me, I'm everywhere all the time. I have all of that energy, but it's not necessarily in an organized fashion like yours. And math sometimes can be a little overwhelming or even intimidating for me. And for you, I know it's stable and security. Talk about that Taurus, what helps ground you. I don't love graphs. I in fact, swore off math when I finished it in school, but I appreciate it now in an astrological space, because it allows me to be predictive. It allows me to actually be objective in psychic readings. So when I think of how you have this external space, I can see things sociologically. I can see how things in the news are going to go down. If someone's asking me a general question like, my boyfriend that's been is going to be me. What do you think, me? I can already, just without knowing their sign, give you a general idea of what is going to happen. But then without doing too much math, I think, gosh, if I'm mostly Earth, and the world out there is mostly water, it's like baking or cooking or playing with pottery. To me, alchemy is a more kinesthetic way of seeing this equation. And if you know it's raining outside, you bring an umbrella. If you know it's really hot, you dress accordingly. So you get to adjust. If you know yourself, oh, well, I run hot. I like it hot outside. It's fine. Well, then you know you can step out into Aries and be fine. If you know, oh, hell no, I don't like it when it's humid out there. Then you know that you're going to be irritable if it's like that out there. So I kind of see it as a way to prepare and feel things out in that way. Another question real quick, Matt, before we go.
Yeah.
Someone in the chat said, what would you say it means if someone claiming to be an astrologer said they see pieces, energy all around me, but I'm not a Pisces? Oh, Pisces energy all around me,
I think Pisces,
but I'm not a Pisces. Ooh, that's a good, I mean.
Well, I was going to add too, and I, because we talk, so you know this, I've shared this with you before. You know, I have a very dry chart. I don't have a lot of water in my chart at all. I tend to struggle when we have lots of elements and a lot of energy in water space. Right now, it's a lot of earth, air space. So folks maybe that have more fire energy might be struggling a little bit more. But on the Pisces thing, so it would have to look, Angela, it would have to look at your whole chart. So I guess the biggest thing is, you know, is there no Pisces anywhere in your chart? And also where Neptune is, because Pisces ruled by Neptune. So if Neptune has some very strong presence in your chart, that could be what they are picking up on. Although I don't know why they would say they see that energy in you without, unless there's some characteristics. I mean, maybe they're saying that maybe you just have the characteristics of it. But like I would say, if you just look at me on my sun sign, I'm a Capricorn, but I have a lot of planets in Libra. So actually I have almost as much Libra energy as I do Capricorn energy. So, and that does manifest in kind of my personality here. So it could be something like that. If you don't know your full chart, that could partially be it.
It's like that recipe. It's like if we're all a cookie recipe and it's like, oh, what kind of cookie are you? Oh, I'm a sugar cookie. Oh, I'm a butter cookie. Oh, I'm an oat cookie. It's like you kind of get an idea of what you generally are, but we all are going to have certain binders, fillers, and things in us that make us a cookie by definition. And I kind of use that. I use that example in a sense because we've got someone also in the chat room asking, like, with that Pisces, you may not be a Pisces, you may not be a sugar cookie, but they sense a lot of Pisces energy around you. And like she had mentioned, I'm asking because I'm an Aries, but my dad was a Pisces. And I'm curious if she meant maybe he is around me, though she's just an astrologer. Could it be like she's psychically sensing the dad's presence? Of course.
That could be too. And I'm wondering if, since Aries comes right after Pisces, I'm wondering if she's born near the front part of that, like near the cusp.
Ooh, yeah, like timing, synchronicities to the connection, the guidance, the paternal recycle of that energy. And also in that we kind of all have 12 houses, 12 spaces that we're filling up to kind of go, oh, how much earth do you have? It's out of 12. If you're doing a fraction, which you would reduce down to 4, which reduces to the alchemy, earth, water, air, and fire. But 12 is kind of that space of the zodiac. And you look at someone asking, what is my star? Help me find my star. I'm pretty sure when we're asking this, you're meaning the sun, your sun sign, your sun sign. So like, I'm born on August 27th. I'm a Virgo, but my sun sign, that's the sun, what people see. But my moon, my Virgo, rising, these different things are going to be and depict different attributes about my personality. Right?
I just saw this, the ascendant could be, that's it. When everyone asks like why your birth time is so important. It's because whatever sign is on the horizon, that's your ascendant. And that's kind of your mask or what the rest of the world sees, and can be very, very, very influential. So Angela, April 1st is kind of like in the middle. So I wouldn't say that's necessarily the cusp on Pisces, but I am curious if you looked at your chart based on, where you were born and when you were born, if Pisces is your ascendant, or this gets really complicated, but there's like 4 angular houses that are really important. Depending on which one Pisces, if Pisces fell into one of those 4, that could be part of it as well. So there could be a lot to that.
Do water signs make you cringe, Matt?
No, it's the actually opposite. I find myself, I tend to draw water signs. I would say it's probably in order. It would go Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. I probably have the least amount of Scorpios around me. But yeah, I think it's a combo of, you kind of draw in what you're lacking. So, one, I have very positive kind of view of the water sign. So I tend to get along with those personalities and those personality types, and I tend to draw them around me. So no, it's the exact opposite.
Isn't that
funny?
fun?
The other one is, so I'm a lot of earth and air. Well, I gotta say this, not Leos, because almost my whole romantic life has all been with Leos. Aries. Aries is the one that kind of, I know we talked about this before, like which signs kind of like, Aries, Aries, I can like, no offense, Angela, I just saw you on there, Angela, but no offense to any Aries out there. I do have friends that are Aries, but that seems to be the sign that I end up having issues with.
Yeah. And this is why I love it, is that astrology can be both simplified like a fraction, or it can be multiplied. It can be exponential. It can be something that you look to the influence and you can go and you can be deductive. You can go all the way back. Like Angela saying, are you saying that this could be that my dad is around me? Absolutely. Not only around you, but within you and of you and from you. And you are from, like, the fruit doesn't fall that far from the tree. And energy is this extension of the physical vessel, and the astrological connections are going to be super cool. And I think also people who are into looking at energies, looking at the latitude and longitude of a soul, looking at the periodic table of a person, doing the psychoanalysis of that which we cannot see exactly right away on the surface. It takes a little bit more awareness. These are people that are in tune in many ways. And so picking up on your dad and your dad's energy or other things that might be popping up in your chart. So cool. So you guys, if you want to learn more about that, we would love to work with you. Not only do we do this every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time so that you guys can have a weekly breakdown, but you can get a hold, that way. You can get a hold of Matt. Matt, tell them how they can reach out to you to get a reading or a birth chart or something to break down astrology more.
Yeah, we still need to set up one. I want to set up a Facebook for this actual show. I still haven't done that yet, but I will. So until then, you can reach out to me on Facebook if you want, Matthew Slozer, or by email at mslozer@yahoo.com. And I believe I've gotten emails from people, so I believe that's going through fine. If anyone has tried and they didn't get a response, let me know. And that means it got kicked into, one of those junk folders, but it doesn't look like that's happening. So,
reach out.
And yeah, absolutely. I've been,
he doesn't charge thousands.
No.
He's very, very, very awesome. Very great to work with. And Matthew is someone who I refer and have worked with for years, which is why we've decided to do this show together, is enough people have asked similar questions, but kind of want to get the different perspectives and want to have it woven in a tapestry. So not only can you reach out to Matthew, but we also do readings together. And you can also learn more about all sorts of magic and things at paranormalsarah.com, you guys. And if you're still just maybe not sure, maybe you need to see a little bit more, you can go to our YouTube at the Paranormal channel. You can see past shows, or you can just check us out next Tuesday. Be here every Tuesday. Tag a friend and check us out. Otherwise, I know that there's been all sorts of crazy news. I'm going to be doing some news tomorrow on the podcast. I didn't do my podcast today because of the husband's birthday, but people can join you on Sunday. That'll probably be the next time that they can catch someone. You can catch me on a political podcast tomorrow at noon or catch you on Sunday doing what cool shit are you doing on Sunday?
This is cool. I actually did this. I did this deliberately because it's Mother's Day. So
Right.
we're doing Black Eyed Children. So with a guest that when he was a police officer in Alabama actually had a legitimate, because if you look it up online, they'll say it's this urban legend that just grew. He claims he actually had a direct experience with Black Eyed Children and would see them. One time they actually came up to his cruiser and asked for a ride, but other times he would see them around the town where he worked. So should be very, very cool. And we actually, if you want to look back up, we've done really deep dives in astrology on a couple of the Sunday Night Dead ones, kind of like a lot more detailed on that. So check that out as well if you want more stuff. But yeah,
Black Eyed Children. I'm gonna have to join in there because you guys know if you guys know that makes me want to go into like reptilian, crazy, soulless, like so I'll definitely be joining you on Sunday. And so yeah, you guys check out No Man's Land, check out Sunday Night Dead, check out all cool things on the Paranormal channel, and at the very least, see us here, right here where you are. Time travel with us next Tuesday at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time for Astronomy and Alchemy with Sarah and Matt. You guys have a great week.
Yeah, take care, everybody.
Bye.